need to speak with you privately. Let's take a ride.
Yes, sir. He told me everything. Gave me the full briefing.
The echelon briefing. The CRM will bring the world back. County will come after them.
No. Because we are coming for them. We're gonna get the dossier. He's gonna get the echelon briefing. And find out everything that they do that the city doesn't know about. We're gonna help the city stop them.
I remember it all. What it was like. Who we were. Who we are now.
My name is Michonne. I lost someone years ago.
Both possess something I believe the CRM needs to become what it needs to be.
People are a resource.
I know how to build things and I know how to burn things. But it takes more than that at the end of the world.
You tried to escape 4 times. Why are you here?
Esa manulada, do you still love me?
Always.
It sounds simple, right? We go in, you get the briefing, I get the dossier she left behind. We bring what we know to the city, then go home. Together. It's never that simple.
I'm Sergeant Major Rick Grimes. You probably think I'm dead. He said I didn't need to be scared, that it was just the burning.
You're really here. Oh, you gave them the debrief. Now tell me what happened.
Oh, it was turbulence. We went low to get out of it. We were struck by lightning.
Yeah.
We were going down over water. Bethune shoved me out. She saved my life. Not hers. Mine. So thank you for bringing her in.
Now you brought him.
Why don't we just say it was Okafor? That we were just keeping this thing going.
I used to think that giving up meant a lack of character. You know, a weak will. But you and I, we gave up so much to be here. And now I realize that giving up can be a sign of strength, commitment to something bigger than oneself. Giving up made me understand what we're really doing here. Hopefully you will understand too.
I want to.
I'm glad you made it, Rick. You are needed. It is up to us, but not like Okafor said. Okafor, he was never really here. Not in the way he should have been. That's why he died. But you lived. I lived. You're meant to be a part of this. It's time to let go of his bullshit.
Show me the other way.
He wants to talk to you. Rick. This is it.
I never had to do this. I never had to do my 6 for citizenship because I never really became a citizen. The end of the world and the beginning of the world. And we're the dead ones, Rick. Kind of like them. But they only kill for food or out of compulsion, isn't that right?
It is.
Our scientists haven't figured it out. Maybe they never will. But us, the other kind of dead ones, we have this. The sword that kills is the sword that gives life. And that's us, we're the sword. I have my aides and lieutenants leave me in solitude the day before an operation. I don't like distractions. I alone decided the path ahead, and I alone want to feel the weight of it. I never interrupt that time. But you're here. After everything. And I am humbled by that. So I'll share some time with you. Maybe even ask you to carry some of that weight.
Stokes, are you in there?
Put your gun on the table. That prosthetic with the blade. In front of me, away from you. I want you to reflect on your life. On all your lives, before and after. All the before and afters. All the things you did before this moment. Because after this next moment, everything will change. What's the worst thing you did to make sure someone else survived?
I killed someone with my teeth. Like they do.
I'm sorry you had to do that.
You don't have to be.
No, still, that's a damn thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is, sir.
You've made some extraordinary choices, Grimes. I've given this briefing, the echelon briefing, 2,533 times. Just me and the elite soldier in question. And the soldier in question has never been someone like you. Never. This is the first. It's the start of what's next. And that couldn't be more appropriate for today. A day completely about tomorrow.
I missed you so much. Words can't even say it right.
You don't have to. I know.
Are we crazy?
Certified.
I grew up in Pittsburgh. The same day my alcoholic father broke my jaw. I left home and landed a job at a VFW home. Barback. I was 15. And those men and women at the VFW, they became my real parents. They were who formed me. So when I was 18, I signed up to fight. I went to Vietnam twice, but there was a whole journey beyond that. Fort Benning, officer training. Then the journey led me back to Pennsylvania, to its National Guard. Through its command, thank God. I went away. I had to. I could have let the world take me away. But I came back. Like you. You said you saw what the federal forces did at the beginning.
I did. They bombed the cities. Okafor said that they called it clearing disease vectors.
Vectors, yeah. Their word. I made the decision to take them on ourselves. Second Civil War fought on good Pennsylvania ground. There were two fronts, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and we were losing. We couldn't sustain two theaters of battle. In my hometown, we had an opportunity of terrain, tactics, and a massive incoming dead mass that the federal forces were unaware of. So I evacuated our forces under the cover of night and let the dead overwhelm their troops. And that whole city. I saved Philadelphia by sacrificing Pittsburgh. My enemies, my friends, my home. It's not exactly tearing into a person with your canines, but it's not nothing. Isn't that right?
No, it's not nothing, sir. My dad taught me, for better or worse, sometimes things have to burn to bring things back.
It was that. The sword that kills is the sword that gives life. I killed my past and a whole city so another could live. Let me tell you the first secret, Grimes, the first one that I share with each frontliner I briefed. The most likely outcome after all the fighting and killing, all the plans and sacrifices, we lose. Most likely outcome is that we're all gonna die.
The CEP overview will begin imminently. This is a mandatory briefing. Please sign for review.
Heads up, everyone. Eyes covered.
One of the most sensitive aspects to Operation N1W is the child evacuation protocol.
So we were born this way.
I guess so. We've discovered million-strong dead masses out there. Our modeling shows that non-necrotic human life, people, now have 14 or so years left on this planet. Could be quicker. And it isn't just the delts, it's starvation, tenuous balance between population and yield, disease, with a billion petri dishes out there, stumbling and cooking in the sun, waiting to transmit God knows what to us while it transforms into God knows. Enemies, my friends, my home. It's not exactly tearing into a person with your canines, but it's not nothing. Isn't that right?
No, it's not nothing, sir. My dad taught me, for better or worse, sometimes things have to burn to bring things back.
It was that. The sword that kills is the sword that gives life. I killed my past and a whole city so another could live. Let me tell you the first secret, Grimes, the first one that I share with each frontliner I briefed. The most likely outcome after all the fighting and killing, all the plans and sacrifices, we lose. Most likely outcome is that we're all gonna die.
The CEP overview will begin imminently. This is a mandatory briefing. Please sign for review.
Heads up, everyone. Eyes covered.
One of the most sensitive aspects to Operation N1W is the child evacuation protocol.
So we were born this way.
I guess so. We've discovered million-strong dead masses out there. Our modeling shows that non-necrotic human life, people, now have 14 or so years left on this planet. Could be quicker. And it isn't just the delts, it's starvation, tenuous balance between population and yield, disease, with a billion petri dishes out there, stumbling and cooking in the sun, waiting to transmit God knows what to us while it transforms into God knows what. And in the end, the most likely outcome is that this rock will be cluttered with corpses to eventually rot into food for the trees. And it all becomes a strange temporary museum to an even stranger species that conquered it and marked it for a blink of its existence. This is why we do what we do.
What do you do, sir?
We're trying to beat the odds, Grimes.
Through CRM frontliner embeds living in Portland under false identities, we have over years had operatives enmeshed in the Portland school system to facilitate an evacuation of selected children.
CRM destroys communities for resources, for strategic superiority, and to ensure the city's secrecy and security above all.
Once the operation on Portland begins, children will be airlifted away from 3 school sites. It will result in an evacuation of possibly 10% of the children in the city before the area is gassed and its population is liquidated.
We have embeds, spies in selected communities throughout the continent and the world to monitor them, to potentially sabotage them, to influence their politics and approaches. Up until recently, we supplied test subjects for scientific experiments to CRM-run labs. Omaha didn't just die. We destroyed it, along with its campus colony. And in 18 hours, we will take our final action to leave us as the supreme force on this continent, maybe the world. We will destroy Portland.
We tell the Civic Republic what the CRM does, like the bombing, whatever else they do. If we don't, who will?
No one.
You don't leave people behind.
This is the shit we do.
In response to the loss of Portland, our last alliance partner, which we will report as another tragic, mysterious, shocking incident, the Civic Republic military will declare martial law on the city, doing away with council. Stakes are too high for freedom. With the city under CRM control and our alliance partners dead, we will march across this country and further eliminate any growing competition. We will take their resources and ensure supremacy. And maybe we get to survive.
Bubble windows will be in blackout. The children will not see or hear what is happening to the city. It is critical to remain even, to be steady, to not give in to the trauma that children will experience or that the participating forces will experience.
I'll get back to the Civic Republic and Jadis' helicopter. I'll fly us to jump points for the refuels they won't expect. Anything changes on base, key the walkie. I'll get back to you when I can.
If I can be gotten back to.
You expecting a call?
That was Thorne. She went through this. Thought it would be good to talk it out.
Soldiers should put the children's focus on the comfort items we'll furnish them with. Avoid saying it's going to be okay. Just say they will be okay. Any one of them could prove to be the difference in our civilization's survival. We will, in many ways, damage our future in the imminent ruin.
After everything, after all the escape attempts, to right here, now, I think that the next leader in the next decade, that might be you. After trying to get away so many times, after so many years, you found yourself free, dead. So many times after so many years, You found yourself free, dead to us. You could have gone wherever it was you wanted to go. And you came back. You've become a powerful story. Powerful symbol. One the CRM may need to tell to win the hearts of the people who will see some of their freedoms delayed yet again. I sacrificed. Okafor sacrificed. I would expect the same for you, but you said it. You already have. Who's the person closest to you who's died in all of this?
My son. He's who I saved, tearing out that man's throat.
But you couldn't save him in the end.
No.
What if I told you you would never have to suffer that kind of loss again? That wherever you were running to, whoever you were running to, you could keep them safe. You could bring them to us. Family, friends, a love, I don't give a damn. They will be spared from our march whenever we would have found them. I'll take that chance. I'm taking that chance on you. Portland will die, and this force will take over the Civic Republic. We will begin our march on the countryside. The next world will begin. And through that, somehow, some way, we will survive. We will burn things to bring things back. The sword that kills is the sword that brings life. Swear on the sword. Let me ask you a question, Grimes. I'm just gonna ask it and look in your eyes.
Swear on the sword. Don't hesitate.
No! Why did you come back? You were gone. You were dead. You could have saved whoever you wanted to and then saved the world. Why?
The world isn't gonna win.
It is. I'm trying to make sure we don't. Goddamn Okafor!
I never lost my son. I lost myself. He brought me back. My wife brought me back. We're the sword that kills. We're the sword that gives life. One unstoppable life. We're not dead. You are. Thorn, it's Grimes, over.
Copy, over.
I got the briefing. We'll talk later. Bill went to the woods to be on his own before the old hands, over.
Do you want to meet now? Over.
No. Bill gave me something to do already. Over.
We can't go home. Not yet.
No.
Do you know what they're gonna do?
I got the echelon. How
They have
did
an
you?
entire tent of bombs out there. They're evacuating the kids. Then it's the whole city of people, Rick.
This is happening now. We can still get home, but not yet.
We have to stop them. Because we can stop them. Is this yours?
Yeah.
What's in it?
What are you up to, Grimes?
How'd you come up with this?
Took some inspiration from the genius known as Nat.
You know, Bill said I could lead the CRM one day.
Shit. I guess you were right. You could do this all by yourself.
We could just go. This is
What we have to do. What sort of world are we making for them if we walk away from something like this?
You know, I'm mad at the time I missed. Not seeing our kids growing up. I know we can't, but I think about that time and I just want to go back.
We are back.
And this is the shit we do.
Yes, it is.
Grimes?
All hands briefing in 10. Go on assignment sources. All hands briefing in 10. Go on assignment sources.
And after final intelligence and condition reports, distribution will be simultaneous on base and off hard transparency hard documents. The CCP mandates remain in effect for contingency Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. All other contingencies countermand the CCP. Replication of the CCP will be confirmed at squad level. Timelines will be confirmed at squad level. Selected contingency will be driven by the FIT capacity.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is the last little part.
I should be scared. Just standing here, I should be scared, but I'm not. Because of you.
I forgot. I have something for you.
Hard transparency, hard documents. Add OP. Free communication after pings, heard OP. This is broadcast heard
But if I argue for her, they'll think I'm emotional, indebted. You gotta make sure she stays.
I put my neck out for her. For you. We need to take care of this.
she's not gone.
Where's Bill? I know you lied to me. What did you do? Rick? Dana?
Thorn.
Take off your helmets. Put your bag down.
You are going to turn around. You are going to go back inside. And you are going to undo whatever you did.
Into the vicinity of the target area. Target still unaccounted for and possible.
And when I find Bill, you are going to regret this.
Broadcast selected left in FLF. Hard transparency, hard document.
Keep going.
You're going to fix this.
Never died. Won't stop it. Can't stop. This way. Just a little longer. It breaks up quick.
There's Thorn. She's got a mask. I'll rush her. You get the other mask.
Why you?
You got the sword. We go?
We go.
No! You destroyed our chance! You destroyed the whole world! get to him.
I didn't give up. I didn't give me up like you did. Where is he? Where is he?
Turn around. You don't understand. In a dead world, love is dead.
Love doesn't die. Watch.
Love doesn't die. Uncle Fu was right. He was right. You just have to hope. Deal was wrong.
With the CRM's frontliner force and the CRM Force Command, including Major General Jonathan Beale, all casualties of the incident connected with the shocking revelations regarding all their operations and activities, the CRC voted unanimously for emergency oversight over the remaining forces of the CRM. Command hierarchies and layers of operational secrecy indicate infantry units did not participate in the atrocities perpetrated by these highest levels of the CRM, thus presenting hope for immediate reform. And in another stunning unanimous vote by the CRC overturning CRM guidance, free movement has been established for the Republic. Citizens are now free to leave at will, and the city will now welcome new citizens as they may arrive. With oversight of the military now in the Council's hands, the CRM's priority has shifted beyond the CR's defense to now engage with, assist, and even airlift any survivor or community they may encounter.
about it. I just never wanted you to feel alone.
I thought I was. Then I realized I wasn't.
You got him back?
You told me to.
You're the brave man?
I am.
Yes.
But maybe you could call me Dad.
I knew you'd come back.
How?
I believed.
We tell the Civic Republic what the CRM does, like the bombing, whatever else they do. If we don't, who will?
No one.
At the start of this episode, Rick and Michonne couldn't be closer. And it's just everything coming together towards a final reckoning.
What we need to do is find out what the CRM have been doing and also destroy the information that Jadis has about Alexandria. So there are these two conflicting plot lines that are happening simultaneously.
The world that we were finding ourselves in has been hinted at. We're talking 5-6 years of leaving breadcrumbs. To see it all come together like this, it's incredibly satisfying. It's crazy.
I saved Philadelphia by sacrificing Pittsburgh. My enemies, my friends, my home.
Beale made his own sacrifice. That, I think, instilled a real pragmatism to Beale to do what he had to do to bring the world back.
And this is where we find out that one man's vision for the future is despotic and wrong. What they're about to do at Portland is to pretty much gas everybody and most of the children as well. And it's born out of an idea that happened in season 2 with Shane.
I'm sorry.
Basically, it's about pruning the weak. This is the only way that you survive in this world. It's not natural selection, it's artificial selection.
I think that the next leader in the next decade, that might be you.
Beale detects that Rick can't go along with him before Rick says anything.
We're not dead. You are.
The architect of this appalling dictatorship is dead. There's a power vacuum now, and Thorne will take it unless Rick deals with this thing. And then also the frontliners, they have to get rid of this army of 3,000.
We can still get home, but not yet.
We have to stop them.
They both have the same instincts in that last episode.
They're both like right on par with each other. If they look to the left or the right, they're right next to each other. You just have this compatibility and they both fit into this realm where they are driven in the exact same way and will go the exact same lengths that most people would not go.
Rick and Thorne are kind of mirror images of each other. They've had a similar journey. But Thorne and Michonne are, even more mirror images because Thorne gave up. Michonne never gave up.
In a dead world, love is dead.
Maybe in another life, they would maybe have been friends. But in terms of Michonne's state of mind, Thorne is just a part of something that Michonne wants removed.
These are two people that were separated by time and space and circumstance in a world where it's impossible to go a few miles without experiencing danger. And they found each other.
She knew. She said, I just kept feeling that you were still out there needing help, needing me, and he was. That type of connection that just never died between them is epic.
You're not stuck anywhere. I'm not stuck either. We can make this whole damn world ours if we want to.
What Denai and myself and Scott and all the people involved in the writers' room wanted to do is to give a story that felt complete, that was heightened, that each episode felt like its own kind of film. When I woke up in the hospital bed all those years ago, it's one continuous story that began with a man waking up 3 weeks into the apocalypse, half dead, looking for his family. And his family obviously became this apocalyptic family, the people that they collect along the way. And I wanted the reunion. And then I love a Shawshank Redemption finish, which is get them together, see the emotion, and then pull away into a God's eye view.
That last image, it's the visual expression of them making the whole world theirs, if they want to, and they did.
I knew it, Dad. I knew you were still out there.
Okay, so The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, episode 6 is now out, and it's Ending Explained, it's going to break down that finale. Titled The Last Time, it's packed with Easter eggs, things I think towards where we could be going, and also a lot of stuff to unpack. Throughout this video, we're going to be going through it all, and also giving our thoughts on the series as a whole. So come with me on a mission to get through The Ones Who Live, and please hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed the breakdowns. Make sure you subscribe to videos like this almost every day as we go through all the A's and B's of your favourite franchises. Without the way, thank you for clicking this, now let's get into The Ones Who Live.
Don't be crazy.
Start further. Last week we saw Jade catching up with Rick and Michonne, and on her death cushion she revealed where she hid the file. Throughout the series we learned that she caught them in 4K, and Info Alexandria was in Peru. In the event of her untimely death, this would then be found and lead to the location being destroyed. Plus Michonne's just realised those books gotta go, so the pair headed back to the CRM. They're now engaged, about to be enraged, and hitting up Cascade, yeah. Now we've had teasers throughout the series about the big echelon briefing in which all the heads are going to get together. This is something that happens in the episode, let's finally learn the truth of what's going on. That should be fully caught up, and that takes us into episode 6. Now we begin with a little love nest and some quotes from the show, the first of these having Rick before we come to Michonne's interview. From there we jump to the CRM, next we have Okafor, and then Jadis, Nat, and Lassie Beale. Not only do the quotes chronicle the season, but the items we catch on the table do as well. For example, there's the tasty noodles from last week, and the map from the escape plan. There's also a bottle of Black Label and 2 glasses, which calls back to Jadis' arrival in the show. This kind of felt like a symbolic scene to pair together, but I like how it worked literally as well. It ends with a proposal, which is how we closed out last week, and then cut to Rick and Michonne kissing as they go to the plan. Now if you're wondering how they got the clothing back, well, I'm pretty sure Michonne's wearing Jadis' armor. You can catch the 3 stripes on her arm, which Jadis also had last week. We then cut to Rick rolling in like his name's Astley. In the voiceover he talks about the burning, and fires something that's appeared repeatedly throughout the season. Last week we talked about the instances, so I don't just want to rehash that. You should have been if you don't know what I'm talking about, but fires something that's symbolically shown up time and time again. Rick's farm story was about how his father burned the crops in order to start again, which is something they end up doing with the CRM. Back at base, Thorne can't believe he's back, and he states States, Michonne pushed him out of the helicopter and saved him. As we know, this ended up crashing, but I felt like it was on a symbolic level as well. Michonne saved Rick from being stuck in his trap, but it's clear that Thorne wants to remain in it. She talks about how giving up can be a strength, and it shows how submissive people can become for safety. This is something that we've seen in real life, with several social studies showing that people will often give up freedom in order to be safe. Whether it's governments having more surveillance over the population or monitoring messages, we all go with it because deep down people believe it's going to protect them. Rick almost fell victim to that too, and Thorne sees herself as belonging because she's been promised power. Now, I've actually been reading Children of Dune, and there was a passage in it that I think lines up pretty well with why the CRM kill Yates. It talked about how when there's an oppressive government, that all rebellion has to be stamped out quickly. If leaders manage to establish themselves, then people will follow them, and this has a knock-on effect that will lead to those in power being ousted. If you're leadership and you don't have any leaders, then there's no one else for the population to follow. Therefore, people have to remain loyal to you because you're their only option. Just so I talk about that because I know that there's a lot of people confused over the whole killing the Ace thing, but that passage stood out to me and made sense in the context of the show. Also, I get to talk about June again, which any excuse, I'll bloody take it. Now, time we see Michonne stealthing away in and doing parkour to get through the defenses. Arriving at Jadis' room, she finds the info inside a metal cat, which is of course what Jadis used to make with the scavengers. This is similar to one that Michonne got for Carl, and it also highlights certain things about Jadis. Jadis, or rather Anne, this was the true side of her, and Anne was the good side who wanted to be an artist. I think putting Alexandria inside the show so it was close to her heart, and it's clear that she didn't stop thinking about the colony. You of course also have that picture of Gabriel, and it highlights the other side to her. This went out the end, and she told Rick and Michonne where the secret was hidden, rather than dying and doing them to destruction. Not like they needed to find it in the end anyway, because everyone gets killed in the CRM completely changed the policy, so slight plot looking back, but it was a bit pointless. Now the arrival of Gabriel last week had people going back to the timeline to see if my guy had cheated on Rosie there. Tried desperately to find the tweet going through everything, but there was a user who worked it all out. They said that Gabriel hadn't cheated, and this is because Rosie died one day before retirement, and then after this we had a time jump of 1 year. Gina Michonne mentioning how long she was in the mall, or Rick saying how long he was at the CRM. We know there's also been a couple of years to add to it. So technically the case happened after her death. So no guys, he didn't cheat.
Oh God, it's you.
Oh God, it was you.
Whoa, what do you mean by that, Rosie? Don't die, don't die, Eugene.
Oh God, it's you.
I will talk later on about how I think Gabriel could be brought back in the line, but I think his return was done for a reason. We find Beale reflecting Rick from the start of the season with him protecting the war. He also refers to him and Rick as the dead, calling back to Rick's famous speech from the show.
We are walking dead.
Beale to me sort of represents the future that Rick could have if he chose to have an insulated view. The idea of Beale being opposite of the Alexandrians is also shown in Jadis' room. He's on the other side of the pillar to Gabriel, and both represent two choices that Jadis could have taken. Now, in a similar sort of scene set up to what we've had in the series, we have Beale looking at the camera and explaining things to the audience. We've had this long stare down and several of our characters who have been one of my favourite directorial choices in the show. Here, Beale asks what the worst thing Rick's ever done is, with us getting flashes of him and Shane and tearing guys throughout. Personally, I believe it was him leaving the show, because some of them seasons after me, they were a bit rough. But Beale's the idea on the echelon briefing, and he once one sheets the sword from the Revolutionary War. Belonging to Mercer, this was a man who was famous for saving the city. Mercer died, but Beale said earlier in the season that he believed he was on the right side. This is something he brought up with Okafor, and it of course reflects what Beale's trying to do this season. He then goes into his past and talks about how he fought in Vietnam, which is another loss that may set up how he views warfare. Beale thinks the message and how it changes the world is more important than victory, and thus he doesn't mind taking the L's. He sacrifices time in Pittsburgh in order to save Philly, and he understands sacrifice. Rick recounts the bomb story, but we also saw him cutting off his hand in order to escape. I think that metaphorically this is what the season's about, with them being willing to get rid of something in order to go forward. Now from this point we've seen Michonne picking up a stuff bunny, which is something that's appeared throughout the show. There's big theories about what they really mean. I'm not going to time. But Lydia, Gracie, and Judith, they've all had one with the same Etsy store owner even making them for the show. It's thought that they're meant to be a sign of innocence that children possess. This is why Michonne remembers her kids at this point, and it highlights the future that they're fighting for. However, the way the CRM want to use kids is more like a resource, and it's clear that the ones who live will be forced into their civilization. The scientists predict that humans have 14 years left to live before things come to a close. However, in the end, the CRM seem like they're going to be helping people, which might actually allow humanity to thrive. They have the full might resources of what's left of the military, and can now use this to guard and protect. That's originally what the army should have done, and we know from fear that there was at least an attempt at this. However, Okafor showed that the army were going to kill the humans, and thus he ended up killing them. I think the fact that the CRM also wanted to destroy major cities is probably what made him start going against them and putting his own team in place. Still a lot about him that we never got cleared up, but let me know below exactly what you think. This map shows Portland, which according to the Wilbjorn wiki has 87,000 people there. Wilbjorn had survivors going there when the attack was coming, and you know the show set after that. You see Jay disappeared at the end of it, and with her death being in the show, it straightens out the timeline. But this city's supposed to be part of the Alliance of the Three, which is teamed with Philadelphia and Omaha. As we know that the CRM attacked Omaha, which went against their joint protection agreement. Now it's all just about evacuating the kids to their future and destroying the city so the Great Hulk can go on. It's pretty chilling, but Rick refuses to leave people behind, and thus Beale's got to go. It's all false flag attacks, and again, another covenant government and how manipulative those can be. Rick knows long term that Alexandria will be hit though, and they'll either be killed or forced into their ranks. Thus he ends up taking down Beale, adding to a long line of people that have been cut in the show. I kind of feel like Beale should have God to the door or something, but no. Also, I really wanted to show the sword fight Beale. Anyway, Rick triumphantly says he's not dead, which is a line he's repeated throughout the show, going against his last speech, trying to sneak his body out. It all ends up kicking off after he reunites with Michonne, creating an uninspired explosive. The pair end up with a thorn in their side. Yeah, they head out of the meeting, and you can catch blue and green canisters in the back. These actually appeared in the credits right at the start, and had been wondering for a while what they were, so it's nice they finally cleared this up. Thorn also heads out searching for them, and on the whiteboard you can catch a line that says PPP exception. This is another triple P card, which has been one of the big mysteries in the show. This was first introduced back in season 7, episode 6, with Kara coming across it. It then appeared in Tales of the Walking Dead, and has been a big mystery in the franchise. Gimble's teased that we will learn about how this all ties together eventually, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think it could be. Due to it being an exception, it could also highlight there's another hierarchy in the CRM. I do feel like there's other stuff out there, and it'll be interesting to see just how they continue to develop them in side stories. Using Beale and the guard from the lift, they create an improvised explosive timer, but as they make a run for it, Dawn then shows up. Throughout the series, we've been predicting that it would come down to this, with sort of playing off the scene from episode 1. However, I felt like it was going to be a choice where she allowed them to escape, and this is because it reminded her of who she had out in the world. She turned her back on that person, which I think would have closed out her off well, but it just had so she was shocked at Beale being dead. I think she just represents someone who's given up on love, and how that hope is ultimately what lost it for her in the end. She does say that Beale was wrong, but I felt like they could have done a bit more writing-wise, even though the performance was pretty good. No idea how that tank thing saved them from the explosion, no idea. Really need some science person in the comments to explain how they're still alive. Think that one aware, maybe plot or may, and that goes for the grenade Rick balls and the gas, because earlier in the season that was burning people's eyes, and yeah, I just felt it was a little bit inconsistent. Now at this point, we're going to broadcast voiceover explain the CRM's changed its policy, and that people can come and go freely. This completely changes the demeanor of the CRM, but whether it's good or bad remains to be seen. The scientists of course predicted humanity didn't have very long, and it's going to be interesting to see if they manage to rebuild the world. We get some memorabilia and also the name Zita, which was of course a code word that Judith and Michonne used. But they end up going back to Alexandria in like name only. I think they probably ran out, but at this point, and just had to film in a field rather than going to the location. What really matters though is Rick's being united with his kids, and not only is he back with Judith, but he also gets to meet RJ. He's someone who built him up as a hero in his mind, but Rick's gone back and forth over whether he lives up to this. Cole of course still hangs heavily over the character. I think with RJ he can find somewhat redemption. He was the one that Rick did terrible things for, and though he couldn't save him, he could save RJ. Also yeah, you forget how quickly kids grow up in. I looked at a video from mine last year, near me. Time flies, mate. It was a powerful reunion though, and RJ rocked his dad's hat without of course being like Colt too. He says he knew he'd come back because he believed, and this of course builds up the back of the belief of the longer saying that was etched into the phones. And that closes out the series as the chopper takes their hate out of the communities. Going forward, I feel like these side seasons are probably setting something up big, and that eventually we'll get an Avengers style team up. For example, the Alex and show's got a season 2, and that's going to be dropping at some point in summer. Norman Reedus confirms his Instagram story, and he also revealed the title of the season. That's going to be called The Book of Carol. I have no prizes for guessing who's going to show up in that. You might remember that originally the first season was going to be the pair, but Melissa McBride ended up dropping out. However, it looks like the band's getting back together, which I think teases at what's going to be coming. Personally, I believe we're going to be getting all these spin-off shows before a big final one where everybody teams up. That's why I feel Gabriel was brought back, and it teases Alexandria is going to return too. Will be interesting to see if we get a final season of The Walking Dead that finally pulls the whole thing together. I think in general, right, I think that it's a bit difficult to end zombie-related properties, which we tend to see in a lot of different films. Pretty much all zombie movies close out open-ended because it's difficult to close things out properly. Only one I can fully think think it was 28 days later, but even that got opened up with the sequel. So I think I'm probably going to build to that, and then finally be like, we'll stop the dead reanimating. The world can return. Just depends on how much they want to knock it out for, and how much of the audience remains. Obviously, let me know below what you think, but as for my thoughts on the season, you know what? I enjoyed it. Spin-offs have been kind of hit and miss for me, and I've kept them on them. They've not been much to watch for me. That's why I didn't bother doing the show on the jump, but that first episode really got me on board. I still don't think the series quite managed to recapture the high that, though we did have a lot of good moments. I do think the first half of the season was stronger stronger than the latter part though, and that's still being like, that was the dog. I think the season was kind of weird, and as I'm making this breakdown, they haven't announced the season 2 yet, but I think there was a lot of hesitation when they were putting this together. Kind of feels like they wanted to do a season 2, and they put things in place where the CRM would be the big bad. I could even have seen Beale becoming that too, and have all the heroes have to team up to beat them. Felt like they were going that way as well, but then they didn't know if they'd be getting another go. So they didn't really want to leave it open-ended, but also didn't really have enough time to give us a killer CRM story with Rick and Michonne. I think they dropped the ball a bit with how things wrapped up. You know, it was a big waste of Beale's character, and to me it was a weaker finale to close out what had been a strong show. We see this happening a lot of these 6-episode series as well, and obviously a lot of Disney stuff's been victim to it too. But yeah, there are things here like personally, and I think overall, you know, though the finale let me down, this probably is still my favourite of the spin-off so far. I don't know looking back on it if it's going to be one that I highly recommend, but if you're still interested in the direction they're going, obviously I think it might be worth checking out just to see how things happen with Rick. Obviously, I'd also love to hear what you think of it, so let me know below your thoughts on the series. Please drop a like on the video, and if you want to support the channel as a member of the spoiler society, then please click the join button. Get early access to videos every week for just 99 cents a month, which goes a massive way to helping us out. Don't get any spoilers, merch, also got a t-shirt line below the video, and that will pick up all kinds of stuff like Between the Boys, House of Dragon stuff, Marvel Piece, a lot more. You got new designs on there all the time too, so definitely keep an eye out, and thanks for your support. Now, if you want something else to watch, you got breakdown on the screen right now, so definitely over there right after this. By the way, thank you for watching the video. I'll be your host, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. We have some brand new footage of the Punisher back on the set of Daredevil Born Again. There's a bunch of stuff going on, so we'll break it all down. Fresh off the heels of Finn Jones' season return of Iron Fist and Luke Cage for some heroes for hire in the MCU. Pretty easy to see that everybody is slowly coming back from those Netflix Defender shows. Like, there's more Daredevil happening right now because we're in the middle of filming Daredevil Born Again. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We'll actually start seeing some legit footage from that later this year. We'll start releasing more official teasers and trailers. What's happening right now is just in the middle of filming. That's why we're seeing footage from behind the scenes. Recently, John Bernthal was taking a break between filming. That's why this person caught a shot of him. This is in a costume during this particular scene they're filming. They have a little while to go. Like, they're not done filming the series yet. We actually know a lot about John Bernthal's Punisher during the Daredevil Born Again series, what his arc is going to be. But it wasn't clear. Everything from the Punisher Netflix series is going to be canon to the new stuff. So all the footage we've been seeing of him for that arc during the new episodes, which is built on all of his character development in the previous series. But in the actual film of Punisher, it looks like he's double tapping White Tiger, catching him as he comes around the corner. Normally this would make it seem like White Tiger is going to be a villain during the events of season 1, and Punisher is just finally getting him after the entire season. Like, I think this is meant to be the last couple of episodes. So maybe the idea is the Punisher is wrapping up some loose ends. But here's the thing, there might actually be some trickery going on here. This might be a misdirect. This person wearing the Punisher logo might not actually be John Bernthal's Punisher, even though he was spotted on set filming when they were filming the scene. This just might be a corrupt police officer working for Kingpin wearing the Punisher logo, so that people think the Punisher is going around killing a bunch of these vigilantes. This might be a version of Kingpin pulling the same trick that he did during Daredevil season 3 with the Bullseye character. We also just got a bunch of footage. I'll talk about that in a second too, because we just got a bunch of footage with Wilson Bedel's version of Bullseye from Daredevil season 3 back too. But remember, during Daredevil season 3, the whole idea is that Kingpin wanted to get rid of Daredevil, so he had Bullseye dressed up in the Daredevil costume, kill a whole bunch of people. Then it seemed like it was the real version of Daredevil that was doing all that stuff, so that he could publicly go after him, and people would think that Daredevil was the actual villain when he was not. Kingpin also pulled a similar trick during Daredevil season 1, where he tried to make Daredevil seem like he was a vigilante who was doing all these terrible things, and Kingpin was the actual hero. So the idea here in this scene is that Kingpin might have just ordered a hit on White Tiger, wanting to get rid of White Tiger, and just ordered one of his corrupt police officers who'd been working for him, which we actually kind of got a taste of during the Echo series during the 5-year time jump. Like, the police were afraid of him, basically doing whatever he told them to do. And we know heading to Daredevil Born Again, Kingpin has been running for mayor. I did a video for all the footage for that, but basically he's running on an anti-vigilante campaign, making it seem like he's cleaning up New York City, but secretly just using it as an excuse to get rid of Daredevil, White Tiger now, Punisher, Spider-Man, all the ground level heroes essentially. Any of the other Defenders characters are coming back. And reportedly part of the plot for Punisher during Daredevil Born Again was going to be that he was going after a bunch of corrupt police officers that were using his symbol, but doing a lot of really shady stuff. And it seems like this is one of those instances. There's some kind of corrupt police officer that's killing White Tiger wearing the Punisher logo on Kingpin's orders, making it seem like Punisher doing all this stuff. They filmed a bunch of episodes already, but what they did is they hired a bunch of Marvel Netflix people to come back with the executive producer from the Punisher Netflix series. Big coincidence here, you're filming scenes with the Punisher, and you have the Punisher people from that TV series coming back to do this. They filmed a brand new pilot episode, which is essentially episode 1, and then a couple more episodes. It sounds like the last couple of episodes. Then a little more footage for the rest of the episodes in between that, and are reworking a lot of footage they already shot for the first version of the show. Basically filming a bunch of new stuff and remixing with the stuff they already filmed to make it a better show overall. It's not really clear if any of the Punisher's specific storyline changed from the first version of the show to the second version. I don't think it's changed that much. Like, it still seems like the same basic vibe for his character. Originally he was meant to be like one of the biggest characters were coming back, which is why like every single Defenders Marvel Netflix character wasn't coming back in season 1. But we just got all that footage from the brand new version of what seems like the pilot episode or the first couple of episodes with Wilson Bedel's version of Bullseye coming back and fighting Daredevil. Also a lot of Boggy Nelson and Karen Page. Daredevil's new suit looks just like the Netflix red suit, only he's upgraded the front and back. Like, the front is all red now, with just a very little bit of black. It's a little bit more like the comics, but it's adding no Daredevil symbol on the front yet. More on that in a second, because I think this scene might be a flashback, so the suit might change multiple times in the course of the series. In Bullseye's new comic book suit, it looks like a combination of Marco Checho's Bullseye suit from 2017 and Bullseye's costume during the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run. It's a great way to reintroduce the characters. It's a great start. Like, this is the first of probably many different comic book costumes. And it does fit with a more gritty, realistic tone and vibe of the Daredevil Netflix series. Only bummer though is there's no actual Bullseye target on the forehead. Maybe at some point that will change. During the fight scene, it looks like Bullseye's trying to kill Karen Page at Josie's bar, because in the other scenes we Matt Boggy Karen were having fun at Josie's until an argument between them broke out. If you saw people on your feed wondering if Bullseye was going to kill Karen Page, getting worried about that, that's because Bullseye kills her in the comics. She's supposed to be in at least 3 episodes of the new Daredevil Born Again series, so I don't expect her to be killed. But in the looks of Daredevil's fight with them, Bullseye gets at least a couple shots off at Karen and he tries to stop him. So maybe Bullseye maybe lands a shot on her, but doesn't kill her, just wounds her very badly. It kind of seems like we should be saying our prayers for Boggy Nelson, because he's the one on the ground here. So maybe he actually takes the bullet for Karen Page. I'm going to go on a limb here and say that because they were going to kill Foggy in the original version of the show, they probably didn't in this version, so he's probably the one that just gets severely wounded. A lot of people see red flashing warning lights here. This will probably look like a familiar scenario. They kind of did a version of this during Daredevil Season 3 where Bullseye was going after Matt Murdock's friend. This will just be the continuation of that. But in the original canceled version of Daredevil Born Again, they were supposed to have killed Karen Page and Foggy Nelson before the present day of the series takes up, which I think this scene is actually similar to what they originally planned, but Bullseye really did wind up killing Karen Page somehow. I think the actual fight scene goes down during episode 1, and it might be part of flashbacks to explain what happens before the snap. Just based on Foggy Nelson's haircut for the new pilot episode they were filming a couple days ago. What might be happening at the beginning of episode 1 is they might do a flashback to explain what happened to everyone before the snap, because we know that Daredevil is around during 5-year time jump, so he can get snapped. We know the Kingpin was around too during that 5-year time jump, so he also did not get snapped, because that's where that whole Echo fight scene takes place. And where Kingpin pulls Rad's scene is the moment where Bullseye's attack is meant to take place later in the night, where it's connected to the moment they're leaving their law office. It looks like Matt and Foggy get into some kind of argument outside Josie Bar before the Bullseye attack. Then it seems like Bullseye attacks Daredevil, changes into his suit, they fight Daredevil, barely saves Karen Page, and they might just use this fight scene way goes down to set more of the circumstances in the present day of the show, and explain a little bit more about why Daredevil is the way he is during 5-year time jump, because he almost failed to protect Karen Page. In early theory, if Foggy gets badly injured trying to save Karen Page or take a bullet for her, he will be back later in the series, as well as Karen Page. And part of what's going on here with the fight scene too is this is to play into Kingpin's run for mayor, because he runs on anti-vigilante campaign like, look at all these terrible vigilantes causing all this damage all around New York City. My plan is to get rid of all this, but really he's being shady Kingpin, using it as an excuse to get rid of Daredevil, Spider-Man, the Punisher, other heroes who are also kind of like vigilantes. Kevin Feige keeps talking about how the events of Daredevil are going to set up Spider-Man 4. The version that they're trying to make of Spider-Man 4 is more of a ground level friendly neighborhood Spider-Man movie. Daredevil and Kingpin are supposed to be in it. What they could do is they could just have Kingpin hire a lot of the Sinister Six for other Spider-Man villains, and then they can go after Spider-Man the movie. This is a little deeper than the whole Spider-Man related plot of all things, but a lot of people learn how to pay off that Venom symbiote post-credit scene during Spider-Man No Way Home. What they always could do is they could use Matt Gargan, who's the Scorpion inside the MCU, and they could give him the symbiote first. If you ever read the Spider-Man or the Venom comics, Matt Gargan did get the symbiote in the comics, he became a version of Venom after Teddy Brock. I still think it's a little early to get Spider-Man the symbiote during Spider-Man 4, but they eventually do want to pay that off inside the MCU. They could say that for like Spider-Man 5 or Spider-Man 6 or whatever they want to do. Because we still have Avengers Secret Wars or even Avengers 5 before that, it would be cool to see them get the symbiote during the version of Secret Wars just so they could do more comic book accurate stuff. Bring things back around to the Punisher, so because they're doing so much with him during Daredevil Born Again Season 1, reportedly they're also planning on continuing the Punisher Netflix series in some form on Disney+. It'd still be like a TVMA, very hardcore kind of series, but if that winds up working out, let me know what you wanted to do with the next season, so to speak, of Punisher. It'd be kind of like Punisher Born Again, but doing Daredevil Born Again as Daredevil Season 4 of the Netflix series. It'd be the same deal for Punisher. Basically Punisher Season 3. Hopefully we'll get some more news about that pretty soon, but as we get more Daredevil footage, of course I'll do more videos of that and more Defenders coming back. It's no coincidence that Vin Jones was just recently teasing the return of his Iron Fist and Luke Cage for more Heroes for Hire in the MCU. I can see all these Netflix Defenders actors teasing their return because everything's happening right now. All of them Feige Marvel snipers have taken their rifles off of them, so they're free to talk about teasing that stuff again now. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up. We're in the middle of X-Men episodes, I'm doing videos for all that stuff. I'll put links to them down in the description below. Everybody click here to learn about Iron Fist and Luke Cage coming back in the MCU, and click here about all the Deadpool and Wolverine variants that are supposed to show up during Deadpool and Wolverine. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Ultra Frost Beats.
Tudo bem, pessoal? Essa daqui é o assassino dirigido por David Fincher, que é adaptado dos quadrinhos de Matt Smith de Jacamon. Esse longa tem distribuição da Netflix, estreia inglesa, passou no Festival de Londres, onde assisti na estreia. Vai ter um lançamento limitado nos cinemas no final de outubro, pra depois entrar no streaming no dia 10 de novembro. Eu tinha uma expectativa enorme, coloquei na minha lista de mais aguardados, gosto da carreira do Fincher, tinha curiosidade pra saber se a base dos quadrinhos seria toda aproveitada ou se apenas o pano de fundo, uma questão em torno do assassino, do seu método de trabalho. E que eu encontrei em The Killer, um filme que ele tem um foco muito especial pro desenvolvimento do personagem principal, que engrandece a experiência pro Michael Fassbender, que é um baita ator, só que, no entanto, pra minha surpresa, abre mão da ambientação. É um dos trabalhos do Fincher mais orientados pra esse desenvolvimento de personagem, na questão character-driven, em que você toma conta do seu método de trabalho, rotina, costumes, e isso faz toda uma diferença pra essa base de exploração, pra compreensão da pessoa, compreensão desse assassino também, na medida do possível, só que aí pela seletividade, pela questão que gira em torno da divisão bruta de capítulos, você acaba recebendo muito pouco de cada local que esse assassino explora. Então é legal ter essa jornada character-driven, em que você vai saber mais sobre método de trabalho, rotina, exploração do personagem. Poxa, sem dúvida alguma, é ótimo você ter essa orientação pra um protagonista muito forte, pra um protagonista que você vai conseguir entender os seus pensamentos na medida do possível, mesmo com uma frieza muito grande. Por outro lado, todo o envolvimento de um cenário que diz respeito a personagens de apoio é não só limitado, mas praticamente nulo. Eu sei que muitas pessoas falaram da Charlotte, por exemplo, que tá no elenco, mas gente, de todos os personagens do elenco de apoio, tá, de todos os nomes envolvidos. Eu acho que a única pessoa, além do Fassbender, que consegue ter um mínimo de interesse, ainda que seja por pouco tempo, é a Tilda Swinton. E aí o Fincher se volta pra essa jornada de exploração de um personagem, pegando esse grande ator que é o Michael Fassbender, desenvolvendo os seus pensamentos, toda uma lógica, toda a execução de um plano, sobre as pessoas que ele precisa buscar e as informações que ele precisa coletar. Isso tudo tá nesse pacote que gira em torno do protagonista, nesse pacote especial também, né, pra conseguir entender um pouquinho das suas motivações e objetivos. É um bom thriller, tem bom design sonoro, tem um tema interessante, o som, não só pelo uso das músicas, a aplicação dessas músicas, mas a trilha original do Trent Reznor e do Atticus Ross também, e mais uma parceria com o Fincher, gera esse diferencial pra essa jornada de adrenalina pro protagonista, só que aí, pra execução dos planos, é muito bacana você acompanhar o método de trabalho, a forma como vai ser desenvolvido, na prática, falta coisa, na prática, falta entrar na ambientação. O Fincher tomou uma opção que me surpreendeu muito, que é do corte abrupto em capítulo. E pensando em um diretor, com a história do David Fincher, pensando em um diretor que cuida dessa questão da ambientação, vídeo sua vasta filmografia, atenção aos detalhes, eu fiquei surpreso aí de uma forma negativa. Eu gostei do foco do Michael Fassbender. Eu penso que se você leva em conta a HQ, o trabalho desenvolvido, a frieza do assassino e o seu método de trabalho são diferenciais. Agora, você vai passar por diferentes cenários e praticamente vai notar que uma casa sem segurança e um prédio de altíssima segurança, no final das contas, vai dar a mesma coisa. Existe um objetivo, esse objetivo precisa ser executado de alguma forma e Fincher vai simplesmente executar isso. A base do personagem principal, pra HQ, pra quem conhece esse trabalho mencionado de The Killer, eu acho que vale a pena. Pra thriller, pra ambientação, ele é um trabalho que eu considerei até um tanto quanto decepcionante, calibrado ainda assim na qualidade do Michael Fassbender. Um assassino profissional interpretado pelo Fassbender comete um erro e decide enfrentar as pessoas que ele contrataram em uma caçada internacional e pode ter consequências devastadoras. A jornada do assassino é mais voltada pra uma coleção de registros do cotidiano, memórias, histórias, coisas que ele partilha, o uso das canções e a aplicação dessas canções tem uma interação com o próprio texto desenvolvido. E aí nós começamos a mergulhar nas especificidades daquele homem. Por que ele atua daquele jeito, a frieza que ele tem, os relacionamentos, se é que ele tem relacionamentos, ele consegue se relacionar levando em conta o seu trabalho, o seu método, como ele busca cumprir o objetivo, como ele busca o seu alvo. Uma coisa interessante dos quadrinhos é o estudo da situação que envolve o personagem, como a solidão gera costumes e esse isolamento atinge a percepção sobre outras pessoas. O Fincher busca aproveitar isso com as regras de trabalho, buscando um impacto permanente durante toda a narrativa. A trilha original é bem interessante porque vai ter a batida do relógio, na questão da precisão de que você não pode errar. E toda a introdução de Daquila, ela me surpreendeu não só pela montagem e disposição dos créditos iniciais já, de uma maneira que o Fincher faz, que é bem diferente, mas me surpreendeu pelo modo de que você não vai ter um diálogo expositivo direto, você vai estar acompanhando os pensamentos do assassino. Você vai acompanhar um homem que ele tem contradições evidentes, só que ele não nota essas contradições porque ele já tem toda uma lógica muito específica de trabalho, e essa lógica de trabalho ele não consegue separar. Com isso, a beleza do assassino é um diferencial e isso marca também passagens brutais durante a exibição do assassino. O Fincher ele vai lidar com essas regrinhas. Essas regras elas são importantes para a jornada pessoal, na abordagem character-driven. Para a ambientação, e aí eu preciso reforçar, pro mundo, pra consequência, isso não tem peso algum, é praticamente nulo. Existe pro Fincher uma visão cíclica sobre acontecimentos, e quando esse longo foi anunciado, pegando como base o trabalho da HQ, que eu não conhecia, que eu buscava o filme justamente, eu até imaginei alguma adaptação do tipo que o meu filho fez com o Samurai, do filme que eu adoro com o Alain Delon, em que você passaria a questionar também o emocional, a relação do personagem principal com outras pessoas, levando em conta o seu método de trabalho. Mas não, o Fincher ele tem essa obsessão pelo personagem do Fassbender, ele quer explicar o método de trabalho a partir de voiceovers que ali pro espectador geram os pensamentos, né? Toda a sua lógica do dia a dia. O que realmente me incomodou muito nesse filme é a falta da consequência para as ações do assassino. Esse assassino vai fazer exatamente as mesmas coisas em diferentes locais do mundo e o impacto ele é nulo. Não interessa como eu disse, se é uma casa sem segurança ou se é um edifício de altíssima tecnologia. Tem um objetivo, esse objetivo precisa ser cumprido de algum modo e o assassino vai superar todos os empecilhos. A consequência é uma consequência muito mais moral do que prática. Tem até uma passagem daquilo que eu imaginei uma relação direta com um jogo de videogame. Você precisa pegar uma arma, essa arma ela pode te trazer vantagem ou desvantagem e aí depois executar o teu plano. Pra fuga, né, pra saída de uma situação arriscada, embaraçosa, o Fincher decide até omitir isso, pra não gerar problemas mais fortes, tendo em vista sua abordagem do personagem principal. Tirando ativos em torno de todos os outros personagens de apoio, tem impacto mínimo, seja para um bloco de diálogo, seja apenas para uma ação. Foi um dos raros casos da filmografia do Fincher que eu não vi essa preocupação do diretor com a ambientação, apesar de destacar a parte técnica, o envolvimento da trilha sonora, como eu gostei da montagem, da introdução, eu mencionei a disposição dos créditos, mas o assassino fala da paciência, de que você tem que ter um método de trabalho para conseguir seu objetivo, e isso é aplicado no filme. Todo aquilo se torna muito fechado para a experiência de um personagem, muito bem interpretado pelo Fassbender, que consegue tirar dessa frieza uma vantagem em diferentes situações, mas pra David Fincher, que eu adoro o diretor, eu confesso que eu esperava um pouco mais. Pra Daquila, nota 7. Até eu acho que por isso a Netflix não deu tanta visibilidade quando comparado a outros títulos dessa temporada, como o Maestro, que tá fazendo um circuito muito maior e tem um alcance muito maior de festivais. Mesmo que vai ser uma boa opção de catálogo, mesmo que vai ser uma boa opção depois do circuito limitado nos cinemas, é Fincher, se você tiver a oportunidade de ver no cinema, tenho certeza aí que não vai se arrepender, é um grande diretor. Certo, pessoal? Muito obrigado pela atenção, até mais e tchau.
Let's go.